Watch. Shay on Vanderpump reunion breakup. I was shocked. After more than 7 months, Jack Wright is speaking out about his alleged past harrowing experiences with fellow TikToker Sienna Mae Gomez. In an emotional video posted on YouTube on January 20th, the 18-year-old member of Hype House, a popular TikToker collective that produces collaborative content, accuses the influencer of touching him inappropriately on multiple occasions without his consent and manipulating him emotionally. Sienna, also 18, previously denied allegations of sexual assault and wrote in a Medium essay published after Jack posted the video that her legal team send this legal team a letter threatening a lawsuit for defaming my character because that is the best next step to clear your name. But she also offered Jack an apology. Consent isn't really something that is formally taught in school, Sienna wrote in her essay. My parents have been married for 23 years and I grew up watching them freely express affection to each other. I understand now not everyone has this comfortability with affection. She wrote, I understand now that when you're in a relationship, there needs to be a very open and honest conversation about consent even before sexual acts, even if it's holding hands, hugging and being affectionate in a friendly manner. The last thing I would ever want to do is breach someone's boundaries, and for that I have become explicitly aware of the way I interact with others and will do better. She continued, Jack, if you were reading this, I apologize if there were times that I made you feel uncomfortable. I am sorry if anything I ever did triggered other things you have experienced or any feelings of discomfort. But anything I did unknowingly, as our physical relationship on camera was one of closeness and familiarity that I had known to carry into our real lives. That said, there is a distinct line between that and sexual assault. I am so sad that this is where we ended up, and even more so that I am now being used in a new and even more hurtful way. In a fresh statement to E! News, Jack said, I truly appreciate Sienna's acknowledgement that she made mistakes and that she did not fully understand consent. It is a step in a positive direction. I believe Sienna is struggling to face the truth and the harmful, painful choices she's made. Every word in my video is the truth. I hope she continues to get the help she needs so this never happens again. The conflict between Jack and Sienna was made public in May when fellow TikTok star Mason Rizzo tweeted that a girl sexually assaulted his best friend numerous times after he set boundaries. Jack's twin brother James Wright retweeted the original message, which was later deleted. At the time, Sienna's representative said the star unequivocally denies the charges, adding, she has never sexually assaulted anyone, nor have she or Jack ever had sexual relations together. Meanwhile, Jack wrote on social media that Mason and James' only intention was to protect me with the truth, and I really value the enormous support through this extremely difficult time. More than friends? Sienna wrote in her essay, we were thrown into a crazy, exciting relationship because the public demanded it. We couldn't make enough content together. Somewhere along the way, and in a very confusing state of not knowing what was fake and what was real, I started to fall in love with him. Sienna wrote that between February and April 2021, she and Jack filmed scenes for the Netflix reality show Hype House. They were both 17 years old at the we would talk in a quiet place and say we were just friends and then the next day be making out with each other for the cameras, she wrote. I didn't know what was being set up by producers and if it was real or fake. I told him I loved him and he said he loved me too. I would ask if he wanted to be more than friends and he would say, not yet. Sienna does not actually appear on Hype House. A source close to production confirmed to E! News that Jack and Sienna's storyline is not included in the series, though the pair was originally expected to appear on screen together. In her essay, Sienna wrote that ultimately, her team asked the producers to remove her from the show so that she did not have to relive the online bullying in light of the crazy Team Jack and Team Sienna sentiment online. Netflix has not commented on her remarks. Alleged encounters. Jack spoke of several alleged incidents of inappropriate touching from Sienna. He accused her of groping him while he was passed out on a bed. He said that the first time Sienna crossed boundaries, she got naked and straddled him on a bed. He said he told her to stop and that they were just friends. In her essay, Sienna wrote, "All Jack and I ever did was kiss. I have never seen, felt or touched him naked. We spent several nights at the Hype House together, but I never grabbed him asleep or awake." Sienna denies breaking into Jack's house. In his YouTube video, Jack recalled incidents in which Sienna allegedly would constantly come to my house, remember my door codes. He did not specify when the alleged incidents took place. It got to the point where I had to start screaming at her, he said. So I get out of my house because I was so sick of her just breaking into my house. I would wake up and see her car just sitting outside at 2 in the morning. She would break into my house, and when I was sound asleep, she'd come to my room and I'd wake up to her hand in my pants. Sienna wrote in her essay, "I never broke into Jack's house. Did I know the code to his garage door? Yes, because he gave it to me. One of the first scenes we filmed for the Hype House show was me walking into his house and jokingly saying, 'I am home.' Because that's what everyone does at the Wright's house. It's the hangout house. When Jack and James lived there was always friends around, even sometimes until 2 a.m. She continued, "Jack said he used to see my car at 2 a.m. in front of his house but failed to mention that most times there would be other friends there. 2. I never stalked him. I never sat outside his house in the middle of the night." Car incident. Jack said on YouTube that shortly after the alleged incident in Hawaii, the two both attended a party, where she allegedly started screaming at him for taking a picture with a couple other girls. "That's when she pulled me in and grabbed me and tried to make out with me, and I got pissed and told her to leave," he said. So two friends wanted to take her home, and while the car was moving she jumped out of the car, rolled and said, "I have to get back to." Sienna wrote, "Did I do some things wrong and sloppy as a 16-17-year-old girl who felt love for a guy? Yes, for sure. I admit to stepping out of a car. Stopped at a stop sign last New Year's after we publicly fought. There was alcohol involved and I am definitely not proud of my behavior. After we kissed at midnight he went and flirted with other people. At least that's how I saw it. I got jealous. It was stupid and I am so ashamed." Why Jack spoke out. Jack said in his YouTube video, "Part of me wants to blame myself for being nice and sticking around after so many times. But now, I realized that I was stuck in this manipulative cycle of her acting like she extremely cared about me, and then that night, she would do stuff to me and it was just so normal for me. I got used to it, which sucks. I feel like no one should have to go through. I almost felt like I owed it to her for some reason. I don't know why. I felt Ricochet had this control, this power over me." He added, "I just want to start by saying that I didn't stay silent in this situation over these last couple months. I talked to my friends, my family, my parents, counselors, and I was able to process everything. I don't think I'll ever be the same person I was before Sienna." Sienna wrote in her essay, "As someone I loved and still love, I am devastated that he made me sound crazy and twisted so many things out of context in his most recent video, to the point of literally painting me into the loud, crazy, overly sexualized stereotype that people try to use on young, especially Latina, women. It sucks and I am still unpacking that.